And I'm early today, so I don't know where we are right now.
About the world. Know that we are still. We got TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
Naya, what is
The A.T.L show's on, duh. Get out! Get out!
Naya, it's supposed to be for adults only. It's supposed to be.
A.T.L. They're back!
It's my time again.
Anthony, TeAma, G Savage, Legacy! They're back! They're the best! Let's get it! Season 2!
I'm the best in this shit, that's fact. And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay. I'm the best you ever cast, just smell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spinners in my city. But if it comes for 28, then this shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Even dead on the scene since you wanna be actors. Just the message. I'm talking over here with things that's cool, little feeling foggy. I'll be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. I'm on against me. Once you ready to lose. The game, the street, the throne is true. This the message. Hope it leave you from me rapper. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
A.T.L. ho.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at TheAnthonyBrownShow. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-Time Accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out.
Make sure you go over to Goli.com and get your Goli gummies today. They have 3 selections, 3 choices to choose from. They have the apple cider vinegar, the ashwagandha, and new, they now have the superfruit. In addition to going over to GoliGummies.com, make sure you use the A.T.L as your discount code and receive a huge discount. It supports the channel and the podcast. In addition to all of that, the gummies, they're a source of antioxidant. They have vitamins B9, B12, promotes general good health, helps improve your daily health, contains pectin, a source of dietary fiber, uses pectin as a natural prebiotic to support the healthy gut and immune system, includes the mother, a healthy strain of bacteria, antioxidants, and enzymes, mask the unpleasant taste of the apple cider vinegar. It's simple, it's delicious, it's Goli.
Good evening. Welcome back. Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show, this segment that we call the A.T.L. I'm joined tonight by my beautiful, lovely special guest. My beautiful co-host, Miss TeAma Sweetness.
Hey, everybody.
And of course, I'm joined by the bold, the beautiful Miss T Savage.
Hey, everyone. How you doing? Greetings.
Yes, and I have the fashionista, the shawty doo-wop, the mama say knock you out, the lick 'em till they pass out, Legacy the Great.
A.T.L, baby, we in this building, baby.
I just got nauseous when you said lick 'em till they pass out. I just opened my mouth a little bit.
Yes, just a tiny bit, huh?
I love you, Legacy, but like a brotherly love.
Yes. And we have a very dear friend to the show. I wish we could see a picture or see her, but a very lovely Miss Juicy Cakes.
Hey, Miss Juicy Cake.
Juicy, are you there?
We're trying to get it on my laptop.
We see you fine.
Huh?
We see and hear you fine.
Hold on.
Hello, Tina Mo.
Hey, Miss Mo.
Hi.
Hey, Perlene Scott. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Miss Scott.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You hear us now, Cici?
Sorry, I'm still trying to get it on my. Hold it. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Hold
Take,
it.
take,
I got it.
take
Hey.
Hey, Veronica.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
Do you hear
All
me?
right, Miss Veronica.
Do you hear me?
Hi.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can. She's trying to get on her laptop, which will be much easier.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just give me a thumbs up when y'all ready.
Okay. Well, I hope you sound well. I guess we could go ahead, Aisha. We could go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, great. Wonderful. And we have very special guest with us tonight. We have Miss Veronica Bain and her very beautiful daughter, Miss Cici.
Let's turn our TV down.
Miss Cici.
I know they ain't time.
Veronica.
Hi. This is so low.
You so loud.
But this is so low on the outside.
We have Miss Veronica Bain, and she's joined tonight with her daughter, Miss Cici. They're here to share the story and tell the story about systemic scleroderma. We're going to learn all about it, the good, the bad, the ugly. And believe it or not, Miss Veronica's doctor was the same doctor that was Michael Jackson's doctor, Conrad Murray. So we're going to talk about this in a few minutes. But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and get into hold on, Ms. Veronica, they sent me another link. Activate the microphone.
Yeah, because it's very low. You say I sound loud, but I'm talking low.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That means your device has a strong microphone.
Okay. It's coming up now on her laptop.
Okay, no problem.
Which will be much better, yeah.
No problem.
Okay. Okay.
Did we lose Juicy or somebody? Yeah, Juicy's. Okay. Well, we're gonna have technical difficulties, but that's okay. We're gonna work it out, make it do what it do. We're gonna make it do what it do. Listen, I just want to remind everybody that if you're just tuning in, definitely go back and hit that like button, hit that share button, comment, and subscribe. If you like, comment, share, subscribe, we appreciate it so much. And when you comment, we'll see your comments on the screen. We'll read your comments, and we will answer your comments and your questions accordingly. Thank you so much. And also, just to remind everybody that last week, our last show, go back and watch that show. That was Dave Chappelle pertaining to his Netflix special in the LGBT community. So go back and watch that show. It was an awesome show that we did. So and definitely click your like on that show as well. And we have a future show coming up in the very near future, a new segment, not on the A.T.L show, but we have a whole new segment. It's going to be called My Brother's Keeper. And it's 4 brothers that have united as brothers from another mother. And that's none other than Darren, Legacy, Chuck Dog, and myself, Anthony Brown. So these are three young men that have come into my life and has been very inspirational, has made a major impact in my life. and I truly call them my brothers, and I respect them dearly and love them to the moon and back. So be on the lookout for advertisements for my brother's keeper. We're going to talk about different topics, things that are hot, relationship advice, everything from a male's point of view.
From a male's point of view, TeAma, Savage.
Don't come for me, little boy. Finally, somebody got his size right.
TeAma, let me see your face. Let me see your face.
That's the face that I ain't never scared.
Yes, sir.
Savage, let me see your face.
Not tonight, Satan.
Girl, let me see your face.
No, it's the reason I'm off the camera. Leave me alone now. Now, I said I was going to be good tonight. Don't take me there, sir. We got guests. I'm trying to be paid for the guests.
You and your sister the one started. You and your sister the one started that. I didn't start anything.
She started it and I finished it, and that's it. Now let's move on.
I guess that's how it
Question
goes.
of the day.
Guess that's how it goes.
What's the question of the day?
What's the question of the day? Let's go ahead. Let's move forward.
But I'm not moving forward. I put TeAma fly up there so I can come out and do it. The question of the day. You ain't gonna just bootleg my question of the day.
Ooh. Oh, she 5'5". Okay, Redbone. We see you, boo.
Push through.
Black girl magic.
You're so crazy. I love you, bestie.
I love you more.
Well, check this out. It's more of a question. Me and Tony found this statement on, and we thought this was pretty interesting. The question states, 2 weeks after you accepted his proposal, he asked you, do you want a big wedding or a house? Ladies, what is your response?
I'll take a house for 500, Alex.
Yes, a house. Because what a lot of people do is they spend thousands and thousands. I've seen this. They spend thousands and thousands of dollars on the wedding. Once the wedding is over, they're broke, living in an apartment, and somebody car get repaid. Like, really? Really? That's what we're doing? So yes, be the house.
Living in mama's basement.
That part in a 2-bedroom house, like you just spend $20,000 on a wedding. That could be your down payment for your house.
Yes.
What about you, Miss?
Me, I would buy a house.
Definitely.
Miss Veronica. I guess they still having technical. Miss Veronica?
I can see anybody, huh? No, I don't know what can you see.
Well, Tony, you fit that category too. So, lady, what you want, the house or you want a big wedding?
Definitely the house. We get married at the courthouse.
So y'all can have a nice reception.
No.
And y'all can have a nice honeymoon and come back to y'all and start your life together.
The reception is an expense.
None of that.
Also. We're gonna get married at the courthouse, and we married. We's married now, and that's it.
Yes, can you hear me?
I wouldn't do the courthouse part.
Hello?
I would do like
hold on, Savage. Hold on, Savage. Yes, Miss Veronica.
Go ahead, hold on, Miss Veronica.
Can you hear us, Miss Veronica?
Oh, the house. The house,
The
child.
house.
Please. The house.
Uh-huh.
The house on any
You
day.
can't live in the
You can't live in
wedding.
that wedding.
So you prefer to have the house instead of a grand wedding?
Pardon me?
Relief Act. You can unlimited
I'd rather the house.
So you rather have the house?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So everybody on here want a house.
How would you answer that, Legacy?
I can't.
Definitely.
He don't. Hey, look, Legacy don't want none of it. He don't want the wedding. He don't want the marriage. He don't want the wife.
I just come to an understanding that that is an expense that I don't want to continually do for the rest of my life.
What's that?
I don't want that headache.
What's an expense?
What's
being married?
Yes, I don't want the headache of being married and I gotta, because traditionally, if we're gonna do a wedding and all of that, that expense ain't on me anyway. That expense is supposed to be on the father of the wife.
Right, but so what's the expense you said you don't want to do for the rest of your life? Mortgage?
I'm gonna do that anyway because I gotta live somewhere. But I'm finna tell you, I don't want the expense just in case things go wrong and I still gotta help pay for it because the judges decided they want to give her my house.
Oh Lord.
I don't want that overhead.
Oh my goodness.
Makes sense. Makes sense, Legacy.
Thank you. Cici, I don't deal with you, Cici. You ain't been on this show since the new season. I was waiting to see your face. I had called Miss Veronica. I called your mama and set it up. I told her I need you to get on the screen so that I can give you this business. You and your whole crew. Other than Ruth, go ahead, Savage.
Tina Mo says, question, just saying, does anyone on this platform ever seen a marriage that lasts less than 2 months? Honestly, just curious of the odds, y'all.
I've seen a lot of marriages last more than 2 months.
No, less than 2 months.
I have never seen that.
Less, okay. No, yeah, I don't know.
I think one person I seen on TV, that marriage show.
I've seen that before, a marriage that lasted less than 2 months.
Yes.
Yeah, you probably signed off on it.
Well, I had to get my coins.
Okay.
The man divorced her because how expensive that wedding was. He still couldn't wrap his mind around it.
Definitely. But listen, on the real, I have talked to women who you can't rationalize with about this wedding thing. That this is a must. That they have a lavish, expensive wedding, and like Savage and TeAma said earlier, and come back to the poking beans.
We all know a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you go ahead, Miss Veronica.
I say that's right. They'd rather have a big wedding and no place to live. Silly.
Crazy.
That's right.
Because the wedding, trust me, the dude ain't saying I want to spend $20,000.
No.
He's doing it because he want to make her happy. That's his wife.
Uh-huh.
But my thing is,
she running after the Joneses. She trying to fit in with the Joneses.
Yes.
Instead of the Brokies.
Yeah.
They don't went and took loans out and everything to have this wedding. And I just feel like if I was to do that the way that I would do it would definitely be the way that everybody say. I would like to do it courthouse. My immediate friends and family that I love have a decent reception where people can take nice pictures and things. That's not expensive. You can rent something for $300 and have a nice venue and a
That's
nice
true.
reception.
How
We
much do
ain't
you
have
think a wedding costs total? How much do you think a wedding should cost? Legacy.
About $10,000.
Okay.
$5,000 to $10,000.
who? That's a
And that's on the low end.
That
Right.
is in
Hold it,
1997. I
hold it.
got married, and I made my own bouquets. I had my dresses made.
How much was your total?
I did so much, everything myself.
You breaking up.
You breaking up, Miss
And
Juicy?
that's on the low end. I was like $20 over 10,000. I mean, it was really paid for a venue.
Over
You had to
10,000.
pay for a venue all yourself, even on that end, right? It all adds up. It still adds up.
Mm-hmm.
What, TeAma, how much you, not just being two person, what was your wedding like, the expenses? You and Savage.
Okay, so my first window,
God.
I jumped out the window. I was at like 30,000, but let's be clear. Lil' mama had a house. She didn't go back to an apartment. And then everything else, I was like, I'll meet you at the courthouse.
Okay.
You don't even got to get
Savage.
dressed up.
Savage.
Is she with us, man?
I just want to, if I'm going to do it, I just would like maybe be able to put 20,000, 30,000 down on the house that I'm getting, and maybe, you know, have a nice venue in a nice backyard, like, you know, a nice backyard of one of my friends who have a nice setting in their backyard where my
So you
families
want
and
the
friends can be
cheapest way
comfortable.
possible.
Well, I gotta have some money to where if they try to take it, if they decide they don't want to be with me no more, that I can fight in court.
Oh my God. You dooming it before you even get there.
Right.
I can't with you.
Well, I'm only going by what statistics say, and they say that most marriages are doomed.
Tina Mo said, I just Googled what is the percentage of a marriage lasting less than 2 years in the U.S. and our end results I got is
what's the results, Miss Mo?
Studies suggest that most marriages that fall roughly 10% will do. Is this at fall or fail? My eyes bad. Roughly 10% will do so within the first 2 years based on data from 11,000 divorce cases. Researchers concluded that men are more likely to cheat on. But I heard you would know. I heard this for 7 years. I ain't never heard no 2 years.
Let me help y'all. Y'all know what I noticed, and y'all think about it. Y'all have these couples that been together forever. As soon as they get married is when they break up. Get a divorce and everything. They have been together 8, 9 years, rocking it strong. As soon as they said I do, it was over for real.
Because people forget they wrong. Tina Mo said Remedy said, hey, Tina Mo said, during this stage of the marriage leading to a spike in infidelity divorces. Like people like the reality is they start smelling themselves and they want to start puffing up in the chest, acting different, thinking they got extra rights and stuff because now they got the first name. Well, that ain't really how that works. Y'all still got
They
to,
need to start doing that at the 10-year mark.
Huh?
I said they need to wait for the 10-year mark when the alimony set in.
Girl.
I'm just saying though.
You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Proving my case.
Juicy, you just became his unfavorite girl.
But my thing is, ladies, is like TeAma say, people do. TeAma, you hit it on the head, mama. That people do, before we move on, people do, their relationships do last better without saying that I do and doing the thing, because I know people been together 25, 30 years, they ain't never got married, and their relationships is great. Their relationship is great. Well, moving on, ladies and gents. So everybody prefer the big house, and nobody wants a lavish wedding. Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Brown, the floor is yours.
Let's go into our this segment we call Dear A.T.L.
Dear A.T.L. is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to TheAnthonyBrownShow at gmail.com.
This is the segment of the show that everybody and anybody can participate. All you got to do is just write in, send your letter in to TheAnthonyBrownShow at gmail.com, and we will read your letter, your concerns, your questions, or whatever. We'll read the entire letter live here on the air and answer accordingly. And our guests will also participate in the answers.
You know what I was thinking just now?
Mm-hmm.
I looked at how pretty my best friend picture was up there with the question of the day. I want a picture that say, T Savage presents the A.T.L. letter. That's what I'm requesting. Y'all ready for this letter?
I know that's right.
Dear A.T.L. Oh, would you say, Anthony, did you respond to what I said or no?
Send me a picture.
Dear A.T.L. crew, I watch your show all the time and just want to say you guys are special and you just don't know how much you impact the lives of people. Oh, hearts, hugs, and kisses. I am in a roommate situation and have been for several years. I am a female and so is my roommate. We are just friends. Here is the issue. A few years back, I dated this guy for about a year. He and I broke up and lost contact with each other for about 8 months. Hi, Adrian. During this time, my roommate and my ex hooked up and had sex. My ex and I reunited as friends, and he told me the whole story of what transpired between him and my roommate. I have asked my roommate about it several times, but of course she denies it. I do believe in my heart that it happened. Although me and the dude were not together, I just feel my roommate crossed the line and can never be trusted. What should I do at this point? I hate this feeling of living with someone I can no longer trust and fear it could happen again. I guess it's safe to assume that the roommate has seen the ex in there when he was coming in and out. I'm assuming that she knew that was her ex. No? Yes?
If that's just your roommate and that ain't your friend, because she didn't say my friend.
I was just going to say that.
If we're just roommates, I have no loyalty to you. But you at least should let her know why you lying on your coochie. I would just be like, yeah, we did. Like, don't go by me. Y'all know I'm Super Bowl over here.
Yeah. D said good evening. Oh, hey D, how are you?
D.
And who's that snorting? And you need to get out the microphone with all of that legacy. I know that was you.
You already know.
Come on. This is not the Ghetto Ratchet show. You snore, you mute, you snort, and then you unmute, okay?
Well, I would assume that the two roommates are friends because the person said that they crossed the line. And, so there must be some type of friendship for them to be feeling what they're feeling. Because if they were not a friend, I think there'll be no purpose for the letter.
She said in the letter, we are just. She said, I am a female, and so is my roommate. We are just friends. She wanted to make their relationship, letting us know that it's strictly platonic friends. Ain't no smashing and sneaking across the hall. They just friends. So maybe they do have that friendship. But I just want to know, did she like, I'm assuming the roommate has seen the guy coming in at the house from that time every day.
Right.
Even though she didn't state that. I wouldn't trust if that's my friend, I call you my friend, you're my friend, I wouldn't trust her. If that's my roommate, I wouldn't care. Because like TeAma said, I'm not obligated to you. There's no loyalty in roommate, and all you gotta do is pay your part of the bills, and that's it. We good. So, yeah.
That's true. I agree.
Well, I disagree because the reason why I say I think there should be some type of loyalty even in the roommate situation because as roommates, that's a business transaction. So that means the purpose. Let me break it down, Cici. I see you over there with the stank face. Well, let me break it down. Because think about it. If you and I are roommates, we're roommates for a reason, either because of financial situation or maybe because I babysit your kids or you watch my dog or whatever. But there's a reason why we are roommates. And
okay.
So I'm saying so there's a or like I said, it could be financial, could be whatever. But there's a reason why we are roommates. You know, hey girl, you know, look, I just got out of college. You know, I need help. Or blah blah blah. You know, I lost my job. You know, I'm only working part time. I need some help. So we're entering into a business transaction as roommates. So there's got to be some type of loyalty to you because you're my roommate. I rely on you being here for 12 months to pay this rent.
I get where you're coming from, but I also look at it. Say, for instance, they're in college, and some people they don't really know the person who they're roommating with. I mean, they don't have no loyalty to them if they're just literally roommating. If they're just paying bills and that's it. I mean, they start a friendship maybe after they roommate, but sometimes people just don't know. They just they winging it. It depends.
But 8 months
a lot of people don't have a
CC.
code. A lot of people do not have a code.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean,
CC,
it all depends.
8 months into living with somebody, and for her to call her a friend, there has to be some type of that. You know, they've been living together 8 months, so
a year.
Yeah. So that's, you know, we do have some type of mutual respect for one another. And I'm a dude, and I don't cross boundaries when it comes to somebody that I associate myself with. Even if I know a dude in the street, we don't hang out, we don't do nothing. But I know him and I speak to him on a continual basis. Every time I see him, I might dap him up or whatever because I have mutual respect for him and he's shown the same for me. If I run across a chick, Savage, Deba, what's up, baby?
He put a stock in it. D said some people tell you something just so you know, but instead of her taking the information, she go back and show her hand. It happened. The info was delivered. Period. D.
So if I'm out dating and I run across a female and I find out through the course of us communicating that she has had a child from this dude or this woman, that's his ex, his baby mom. That's off limits to me because I have a mutual respect for this individual. I've had that situation happen to me, and what was going out with a chick, and kind of find out that that individual was had a child from a dude that I associated myself with, not hanging out, going out, but we would be in mutual places together. Wow. And once I found myself talking to his child's mom, I had to let her know that we can't talk anymore because, you know what I'm saying, I'm not comfortable with being in a person's face knowing that I'm smashing his baby mama. To me, that's a sign of being disrespectful, especially if I know him. If I do not know him.
G said, "What's up, Legacy? Everyone, good to see y'all."
Good to see
I just need you to know,
so,
Legacy, you one of a kind. Cause there's so many niggas wouldn't care if it was your mama.
Yeah,
so
but
you one
that's
of a
why,
kind, bro.
But TeAma, listen, baby, but that's why a lot of deaths occur. That's why a lot of violence occur in the streets due to the fact that, bro, I be in your face all the time. So it feels like a nigga took a knife and stabbed you in your back and things like that. So being in that house 8 months to a year, you're right. She has seen that individual. And then for her not to be woman enough to sit up and say, listen, it happened. You're hiding it because we are friends and you don't want to hurt me.
That part.
That's why you're
like
hiding it.
if they're friends, yes, I agree with that part. If they friends, that's completely different. But if they
So
just
the
roommates,
reason you're lying, the reason she's lying to her is because she's trying to savage the damn it, man.
Yeah.
She's
all
trying
on
to
your mind, all on your mind.
she's trying to hold on to the friendship, and she knows that she went behind that young lady's back.
She knows she was wrong.
And dropped her lettuce lips.
All I know, little mama just don't trust nobody else around her.
Right.
Until you get your own crib, go to his house.
And what about the dude?
If dude ain't got a house, you don't need to be with him anyway.
I was finna get to him too. He also is wrong for that as well.
Exactly,
because he knew that was
exactly.
He knew that was her roommate, but for her to forgive him and still be cool and have a best friend relationship after knowing that truthfully, he the one stabbed you in the back worse because that was your dude.
That's where the loyalty should lie with him.
Right.
I mean, that's where the loyalty should lie first.
But let me tell you, I would appreciate him instead of us bite talking as friends, not even dating, that he came clean and was like, listen, I ain't even finna front with you. I smashed the old girl. To where y'all both got an inside joke and I'm sitting at the table looking like dum-dum. So I'm going to give him kudos too. So I'm just saying.
So that's what he did.
He get him, but... Say what, Tony?
I said that's what he did. He told his ex that he smashed the roommate.
That's what I'm saying.
But why did it take so? If he was truly sorry, why didn't he tell her?
No, they
after that,
they hadn't lost touch.
When they broke up, they also lost contact with each other. So when they reconnected as friends or as whatever, he told her.
New message is received from Anya.
Right. But to me, for me, that's like me being attracted to my girlfriend's sister, and I smash my girlfriend's sister, and I come back and tell her, me and your sister messed around, and my girlfriend tell me, I forgive you, but I can't forgive my sister because she laid with you. If you're gonna forgive one, and I think she was trying to forgive her as well, but she kept lying about it never happened. And I think the reason she was lying is because one, she wasn't so much worried about being talked about or she just didn't want to hurt her friend. So she would rather ride the lie to the end and try to protect their friendship than her coming out and saying, yeah, I had to have that piece of meat.
That's my shit.
Oh man.
A mess.
Kids say, what's up, everybody?
Hey, Miss Elkos.
Hey, Kia.
Hey, Kia.
Miss Elkos, give Miss Veronica and Cici a big shout out. They on here tonight. Cici finally came back after 42 years.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Wow is right.
Yeah, Cici treat us like a ready-headed stepchild. She come once.
You know it.
Come once a year. I'm gonna have to get y'all one of our shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Show on the bike.
For our special guest.
Nice. Nice.
They can't see that shirt behind that green banner. Man, stand up and let them people see that shirt.
Anyway,
You gonna make somebody go to jail in here tonight. Anytime you ready.
Anyway, any more response for the person with the letter?
He said what? Cyberspace and opportunity.
Nope. But Tony, we have 2 birthdays. 2. We have Natalie Dunley, happy birthday, and we also have my niece Curry, my niece. They birthday twinning.
How young are they?
My niece is 13. Okay. Natalie is the fabulous living her life. That's what that's called. We ain't giving no number.
Okay.
And her birthday on Sunday. Mommy birthday October 17th.
Yes. I see y'all. Y'all pushing through, Libras. Okay.
She'll be 21. She'll be legally able to drink. Yes, Miss Veronica.
Miss Veronica, happy early birthday,
that's what Manny said. Manny said, "Could I at least drink one drink for my birthday?"
Yeah, Kool-Aid. That's a drink. Kool-Aid.
Can she drink one drink?
He can drink Kool-Aid. He said, "My birthday."
When is your birthday, Miss Kia?
Happy birthday, Miss Elkos.
Happy birthday.
Yes,
okay. See, we got some birthdays out here today. I see y'all.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. Hey. But no, seriously, happy birthday, you guys. Enjoy your special day.
Yes.
Miss Kia's birthday is the 13th.
Yeah, she was at the beach.
How you know?
Because he was with her.
She streamed it.
If we had Don Allen, we would have got y'all a birthday song, but all of us on this podcast, we sound kind of so we ain't gonna do that to y'all.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
So Legacy, let's go.
Take it away, Legacy.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. See, it was okay with me by myself, but you had to come and ruin it for the people. I ruined it. Your mama ruined it. Oh, Keith said, yes, turn up.
Legacy trying to get us shut down.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Oh my God.
But Miss Veronica, we gonna remember your birthday. We're gonna shout you out again, girl. We got you, Miss V.
Yeah.
Dear A.T.L. is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to TheAnthonyBrownShow at gmail.com.
We're going to get into tonight's topic with our special guest, Miss Veronica Bain, her very lovely daughter, Miss Cici. Welcome.
Hello. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you guys. I'm fine.
Miss Veronica, Miss Cici. First, we're going to start with Miss Cici real quick because we want to get to Miss Veronica, got all the meat and potatoes. So we're going to get into the appetizer with Miss Cici. Miss Cici, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you do hair, you do makeup, but tell everybody where they can find you, where you're located, name of the shop, all that good stuff.
Perfect. I am on Village. Hello, everyone. First of all, how you guys doing? Good night. I am a hairstylist, also a makeup artist. I am located on Village Boulevard and 45th Street. My address is 3233 Commerce Place. It's right by, not too far from FPL. And I have a suite. I have a salon suite. And yeah, just hit me up. And you can get my number from Tony.
You have an Instagram?
I do. CC Beauty Bar Salon.
And that's
My own CICI Beauty Bar Salon. And I also just started selling extensions. So I have a website for that. And that's ccbeautyhaircollection.com. Yep.
Cici, what kind of hair do you do?
I'm a colorist, so I specialize in color. But I don't do braids, so anything besides braids, I pretty much do. I do extensions, I do micro links, cuts, yep, color, like I said, sew-ins, all that.
Dreadlocks?
No dreads, sorry, no dreads. Mommy,
That's what
yeah.
I was gonna say. Cause this is a cast full of dreads. Mine is baldy down there. Can you do sew-ins on top of locks? That's
I just did that the other day, and I also just did a wig on top of locks. So yeah.
Okay, I got some big ones. So you got your work cut out for you.
Okay.
She kicked us to the curb on you.
Oh.
She kicked us to the curb.
No,
I know right about she'll do locks. I am appalled, CC.
No, my wrist. I can't do too much with anything that twisting and all that because my wrist. I gotta save my wrist.
Girl, you get your braces. You keep on twisting. You sound like my location.
I got a brace. No.
Okay.
That lady don't want to deal with carpal tunnel.
Right.
Mr. Rap show's over. She done turned her back on the lock.
I was gonna be nasty next to your mama, so I ain't gonna do it.
Huh?
I was gonna say something nasty, but you're sitting next to your mama, so I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna save you tonight. We'll talk later.
Her phone don't work. It don't work.
Oh gosh.
So, Cici.
Mhm.
How old were you when your mom first contracted? Is this an ailment or disease? What do we call it?
Autoimmune disease.
Autoimmune disease. How old were you when she contracted this? Or how does one get it? First of all,
I'm sorry.
How does one get it? Either one of you can answer that.
Okay, you would have to ask her that. But I was 19 when I found out, when she was in the hospital. Okay. I was 19 years old.
And I want her to tell the story because her story is very moving and very touching.
Yes.
And then I want to hear your part in it. But
okay.
Ms. Veronica, Ms. V, go ahead and share your story.
Hey, I'm back. You guys can see me clear?
Yes.
Okay, hi guys. On October 17th, I was diagnosed with scleroderma, first of all. During that year of 2006, I started to experience excruciating pain, fatigue, hardening and discoloration of my skin, high blood pressure, tightening of my skin, features change, excruciating pain, just to name a few.
Mm-hmm.
And I was living my best life at this time, just enjoying life and having a ball. And then all of a sudden, all these symptoms started, and I went to doctors upon doctors. I went to about 11 rheumatologists and cardiologists and nephrologists and you name ologists, I went. And no one could tell me what was wrong with me. And I just went ahead and got a toe that I had a bunion on. I had the bunion removed, and I was told to one of the doctors not to do it. Well, I was just thinking, well, the doctor, because him and his husband was going to the Bahamas to have a good time on their vacation, he just didn't want to do it. But he said to me, listen, I would suggest you don't do the surgery because normally when you do bunion removal, you end up with problems because you have to break the bone. Because I had some funny looking toes at that time. And I was working as a cocktail agent and it was really hurting me. I wanted to get rid of it because I had good insurance. So I said, might as well use it up and get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, despite all the pain and whatnot, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. So I did it, and I'd say it was like about August. I had it done around that time, maybe the end of August. And I tell you, the pain really, really started shortly after that. And on October, on my birthday, after, like I said, attending all the doctors, a Chinese doctor looked at me. After giving me all the blood tests again, remember now, I've been to 11 rheumatologists, who made me the 12, and been to all sort of specialists. And he said, I think you have something called scleroderma. And he didn't even know how to pronounce the word properly because it's very, very rare at that time. It's still rare, but a lot of people know more about it than then. And I was shocked. I was like, what is it? And he said, you have to go to UCLA. I lived in Vegas at this time, remember. He said, you have to go to UCLA. This is on my birthday, October 17th. Getting this news, just coming from work to get the news that I had scleroderma. And he says, nothing we could do. There's no treatment and there's no cure. And I called my best friend, Rocky, at the time, and I called Russ, my ex, and he and Rob just check up everything. And it's like, well, Rocky knew a little about it because she said she saw a documentary on it. And she said, Veronica, I'm sorry to say, this is not a good disease. And I just ignored it because I was in denial and I was devastated. Because at this time I was losing weight, hair falling out, skin depleting, you name it. I was going through it. And I was just putting on a face, going to work every day. And I didn't tell Shazray anything because I didn't want her to be worried. And I was in excruciating pain. My butt got big. And I was like, whoa, I got a good shape. All the time, that was fluid. And my arm and my butt and my leg, I was just big. And at this time, I was walking with a boot on my foot from the surgery. And I went in to the hospital for the first time for Thanksgiving of October 17, 2006, because I couldn't breathe. I put on a bustier because I had good shape then. So I said, let me put on this bustier to really make it pop.
Okay.
And my cousin called me one day, Gayleen, and she said, what's up? I said, I can't breathe. She said, you need to go to the hospital. So I drove myself to the hospital, which is only about 5 minutes from where I lived, because I could have walked there. And when I got in there, they was puzzled. They was like, wow, what's going on? And I would not tell them I was diagnosed with scleroderma because I was in denial. And they said, well, we saw that you have a large heart and this and that. And I had everybody just visiting me. It was puzzling. No doctors could tell what was wrong. And I mean, you name it. And I was getting worse by the minute.
So at this point, had you told anybody that you had scleroderma?
Only two people. My ex, Russie Bonnie, and Rocky. Raquel, we call her Rocky.
Okay.
So only the two of them knew. And they tried to encourage me, and Rocky was also a hairdresser. And she was trying to do my hair and try to do everything to make me happy. And then one day I called my cousin Jamal. And I said, listen, Jamal, they said I have something called scleroderma. So he started to take me to all these bush doctors. Because he was getting mad now. He just met me. We just getting cool, hanging out together. And he can't have the same running. Because I was just in pain all the time. And I'm talking about excruciating. But I was still going to work and doing what I had to do. But they put me on medication for the symptoms, but nothing for the treatment because they didn't know what was wrong.
Right.
And I stopped taking the pressure pill because I said, I don't want no pressure pill and pressure pill to you this and to you that. And what I came up that pill for, I really paid for it. But anyway, we went into the New Year of 2007 because I went downhill rapidly. I mean, rapidly. I still had the boot on my foot, and they was giving me a lot of painkillers. So I was doped right up with these painkillers. And I felt good. And into the new year, I went in with the boot on my foot until that March. And they took it off, and then I decided to go on vacation with Russ, because he and I used to travel a lot, do a lot of things, go into the casinos. And man, one time I was so sick. I talking about really, really sick. Shazray came that April for her birthday, and I still didn't tell her nothing. But I was out of it, and I don't know if she remember
I
They
remember.
went into the store and I said, I can stay in the
She
car.
stayed in the car, and I'm like, Mommy liked to shop, so why is she staying in the car? I knew something was right, wasn't right, because I'm like, me and her like to shop, okay? That's what we like to do. So she was,
at this point also, because she said that her appearance has started changing. So had you
Yes.
noticed anything visually?
I didn't, not at that time.
Okay.
Right. Because I was putting on a good face.
She was, she looked the same. She was putting on a good face. She seemed happy, but I knew something wasn't right when she said she would stay in the car.
Right.
But she said she was tired from work that night, and she worked night shift.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And all that time I was in just so much pain. And then she left. I got even worse and worse and worse. Kept checking doctors and doctors and doctors. And I started to take a leave, and they said that wasn't good for me. And I just started to take anything because I hated the narcotics. I said, I don't want to take those pain pills because they're making me vomit. And, I just didn't want to take them. As time gone on, it went really bad. I went downhill.
Yeah, fast.
Very fast. And then I called my cousin Donna, Jamal's mother, Rocky, everybody. And I let them know this second time, I couldn't really breathe at all. It was really bad. So the ambulance came the night before the ambulance came. I worked because I worked the graveyard shift. And I prayed and prayed that night and said, Lord, before you take me, let my daughter come. I want to see her. She lives here in Florida and I live in Vegas. And I prayed because I felt like I was going to die. That's how bad it was. And when they came for me and took me to the hospital, I had about 10 or 12 specialists over me. And that's when I told them I had scleroderma. And they said, that makes sense. All of the symptoms you have, it makes sense. So they started to hook me up, but they couldn't find no vein because they say I was shutting down. I was dying.
Wow.
They couldn't find no vein. They're going everywhere. Then they hit for the neck. But the vein keep running away. And I started making jokes and looking at the doctor and said, boy, you handsome, this and that, just trying to make jokes, But my cousin, Donna, she came by quickly and she saw everything what they were doing and they hooked me up. But see, the funny thing about a scleroderma is very tricky. You could be okay one day, your kidney could be failing, the next minute it's functioning. And that's what was happening to me. So they put me in intensive care and Sherry came over right away when she found out the news. And I think somebody bought your ticket right away. It was expensive. Yeah. And anyway, I had a lot of good friends. I mean, really good friends. And he got Sherry over. And when she came, my boyfriend at the time, Russell, he made sure got us what we wanted, and we wanted some Indian food. And I lied there, and Sherry was with me, and I started to feel better all of a sudden.
Yep.
That's right. And they had me in intensive care, and they took me out of the intensive care. And they gave me, we was eating, and I said, Shelter girl, you could go home, everything will be all right.
And I kept saying, you sure? You sure you want me to leave? She said, yeah. Because I had just started a new job.
Right.
So she said, yeah, you could go.
And when she left, that was that. That's when everything gone crazy. I was in this room, and all of a sudden I started to just swell up. I was swollen.
Yeah.
Full of fluid.
Fluid, yeah.
Couldn't breathe. Couldn't eat. Couldn't talk. Couldn't do nothing at this time. But a lady was in my room, apparently, and they don't usually have people in your room. But she was in my room, and I had good insurance. And I said, ooh, I'm happy she's in this room. But she's a big, big lady. Like, she couldn't get off her bed herself. But I couldn't press the button because I was too weak. And she saw that. And she pressed the button and called the nurses in. And the same time they called the nurses in, Jamal came into the room.
My cousin.
Yeah, he came into the room. He brought a Bible. And he just was making jokes so I could be happy. But he started to get so angry.
Yeah.
He started to get mad with God and just mad. He was mad. I said, Jamal, I don't know, I can't breathe, I can't this, I can't that. And the nurse, before he came to the nurse was kind of ignoring me because she thought I was supposed to go home because they had unhooked me up. Because they said I was ready to go. But right after that is when I blew up. And that's when he came in and he carried on bad. Him and one of my co-workers, what's her name? The white lady.
Michelle.
No.
I
The
know.
crazy one.
Dora.
Dora cussed all them out in there.
Okay.
And at that time, I was down to maybe 90 some pounds. Everything I lost very rapidly.
Yeah.
And this is where it went really haywire, like over the hill. I was so out of it, I was just ready to go. That's how bad a condition I was in. I didn't have nothing hooked up. My kidney was failing, lungs was failing, everything was failing. And the doctors just rushed into the room, all of them. The nurse, she was so scared that she knew she didn't pay me no mind.
Yeah.
She thought I was talking fool because they were supposed to send me home.
Mm-hmm.
And when they came all into the room, they took me into intensive care, but they had me lying there because they didn't know what to do. So they didn't even hook me up right away. And that's when Rocky finally came. And when she came, she said she took a cold towel and put it across my forehead and was talking to me. And then all of a sudden she filled me for true. And I was cold. I was gone. And that's when she going crazy, calling all the doctors and the nurses, come in here right now. And then when they came, they called code blue. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Code blue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they couldn't find any pulse anywhere. No pulse. I went the second time. After they found the pulse in my groins, and they had called a specialist, and it took them at least close to 9 minutes before they found the pulse the first time.
But you was already gone.
Yes.
Yes.
And my brain was dead when they come. That's right. After that. So that was some chaos in that room. When he found that pulse in my groins, he stuck me with a needle. And I jumped. And that's when I woke up. And all the blood was all over the wall. And my cousin was screaming and hollering and praying. Rocky stood strong. And she told them, y'all can do what y'all have to do today. And she is not dead because I gone again right after that.
Mm.
And they put me out of the room into another room, and she followed them. That was a strong, courageous friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she stood right there, and they didn't ask her to leave the room. And she told them, y'all can try again, because they was giving up on me, because there's nothing they could have done. No treatment, no cure, nothing for scleroderma. Kidney failed, lungs failed, heart failed. What could they do? And said they was just frustrated.
All your organs was shutting down.
Everything was shutting down. It was already failed.
Yeah.
And then they started hooking me up to life support and feeding tube and inducing me in a coma.
24-hour dialysis.
24 hours dialysis, you name it. I was down to 67 pounds.
She looked like a baby when I went back.
I was going to say, that's a child.
Yeah, she looked like a baby. When I went back to Vegas, which was what, a week?
Yeah.
I think that was a week when I went back. And I saw her, I said, this is not the right room. Because everything completely different. And I just left her literally a week ago. And everything changed within days. I'm like, wow.
Right. Cold as ice.
Yeah.
Pale. Couldn't walk, couldn't talk, don't even know who I was, who was around me. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. When I got there, you were on life support.
I was on life support. Yeah. And the doctors told I wasn't out of the woodworks. And in all of that, I saw my grave. And I told Shazray when we got to all of that, where the grave was, what I saw. And then we drove it. I said, that's it right there. I saw it. And I saw me lying big.
When you had died.
Pardon me?
When you died, you saw your grave.
Yes. And I was lying in this big box in midair with this big light shining on me and two angels looking down upon me. And they fighting with a sword. There was a lot of tears. But I was like, I just was saying like a glorious place to be. Like I didn't want to live like that.
Right.
Sick, and then, all sick and whatnot. I was just sick. I was stiff as a board. Couldn't do anything.
But Cici, for you to be 19 years old and to see this, because I know the closeness between you and your mom. I know how close you two are. Y'all are each other's ride or die.
Yes.
Y'all are each other, like, Bonnie, I could say Bonnie and Clyde or Bonnie and Cleophas, whatever. But
that's right.
But when you see one, you see the other.
Right.
So for you to come back at a week later and not able to identify the person,
Right.
and to see your mom, because I've known Veronica.
Yeah.
When you were just a kid, she's always been happy-go-lucky, good spirited, laughing,
Yep.
playing, joking,
Yeah.
cooking, doing hair,
Right.
Best comforters, y'all. Just let y'all know.
Okay.
And best comforters too. Okay, just let y'all know. But
I promised them something. I will do it for them.
Yeah, you got to.
So just throwing it out there, y'all. I love to eat. But anyway,
we're gonna need you to prove that statement about the comp. We're gonna need you to prove that. We need proof. Thank you.
Oh yeah, so as soon as you're ready, I have it. I have it. My friend from the Bahamas, my friend, she's my cousin, my friend, my sister, my ride and die, Anna Rami. She should be on here tonight. She sent me some count. So I can do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we need a sample. So by the time the next show, we're gonna talk about it and let everybody know how great it is. Well,
yes, definitely. Just let me know. I got y'all.
Yeah, I already know.
Tomorrow y'all can get it.
Oh, she said tomorrow.
Okay.
Miss Veronica.
Yes, darling.
Excuse me. In doing my little research I did on this autoimmune disease, it says about approximately 15% to 25% of the people with features of systematic scleroderma also have signs of symptoms of another condition that affects connective tissues such
I'll tell
as
you about it. I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Scleroderma comes in different ways. I have systemic scleroderma. That's when your internal organs fail. Heart, kidney, lungs fail. When it comes to me, not very people organs fail like mine. So I have a very rare disease. People with scleroderma, they just have scleroderma, localized. I have systemic, which is not, you can't treat it. You can't cure it. I went and I changed my eating habits. I made food the foundation of my life. I made it my medicine and not medicine my food. Because there's no way I could have been this far without doing it. Now you see Queen Latifah mom, she had systemic because she had her lungs collapsed on her. You see? Now a lot of people have scleroderma, but you wouldn't even notice. A lot of them just feel the cold, like their circulation. They have circulation problems.
Your fingers.
You see my fingers, they're all changed from scleroderma. Hey, no, what you guys put up here?
No, I
my fingers changed, and you see this
Yeah,
thumb
Miss
right
Veronica,
here?
I was looking. Yes, ma'am.
This pointer finger. One night I was sleeping because I was going through the hot flash, and I was hot, and I took the blanket off my whole hands and body. And when I woke up, this finger was like this. I have a knock now. But my fingers was like that. They were like that. But I stretched them out and I worked them out until it gets this way. So I often tell people I'm not a survivor. God kept me. That's why I'm here. It's true, God, that's why I'm here. And he led me and he taught me the way to go. Why I'm here today. Because this scleroderma is a terrible, debilitating disease. It could cripple you, it could do all kinds of things to you, and all of that it did to me. But I was determined not to live like that. My mouth was,
Miss Veronica. They said there's like 3 different types of scleroderma. How do you pronounce it again? Scleroderma. You got one is familial progressive scleroderma. You have progressive scleroderma, and then you have systemic, which you have scleroderma.
Right. It's different ones, and there's different ways of explaining them, but they're almost the same. The localized one is just the one, like you have lupus and you have systemic lupus. They are the sister and brother of scleroderma. You see? And see, my hair, I used to have a lot of thick hair. My hair is thinning out, so I'm making the best of what I have. My lip used to be a little lippy, not big, but I had lips. Now, I don't have many. I went to the dentist the other day, and they had to stretch open my mouth in some kind of way to get the back of my teeth. So scleroderma is very difficult, and it's a difficult disease to live with. And It doesn't like stress at all. So there's a lot of things you can go in with scleroderma, but you need a long time to talk about it. Scleroderma is no joke.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't know how
I was
you
reading.
develop scleroderma.
No,
I was reading Miss Veronica. It was saying that, I think one person asked, is it inherited or is it genetically passed on? And it says most cases of systemic scleroderma are sporadic, which means they occur in people with no history of the conditions
That's
in
what I
their
was about to
family.
tell you.
However, some people with systemic scleroderma have close relatives with other autoimmune disease or disorders.
But see, my family, my great grandmother died 109, and all her children died close and over 90. And none of them had any diseases. So where I got it from, I don't know. That's why I said develops. And then I think a lot of reasons things happen in the body is because the, the way we eat, I think that's one of them, the
The
life we
food,
live.
yeah.
That's why I say you have to make food the foundation. Even if you eating the way you're eating, do it in moderate, do it moderately. Don't go crazy eating all these bad foods. And not only that, nowadays the food is genetically modified. It's not like way back in my great
Yes.
grandmother day. They ate all kind of starch food, corn and potato and the flour and you name it. But they ate organic food from the ground. Nowadays, they making all kind of foods and they all coming from China. So guess what? We gotta
Yes,
eat.
ma'am.
So that's how it is.
Miss Juicy has a question. What's your question, Miss Juicy?
well, I don't have a question. I just wanted to first say, blessings, Miss Veronica.
Thank you.
I have a friend who passed away from systemic scleroderma, and I was very, very. She's my absolute best friend, and she's gone for about 3 years now, and all that you're expressing, I went through those stages with her, and so the strength and everything that you're saying, please, yes, stay focused. Food is thy medicine. You're on the right path. You're everything you're saying is absolutely the answer. What
Yes.
is going to keep you here?
Thank you.
Thank you for doing what you do.
Yes, thank you. And I have helped a whole lot of people make change. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. A lot of people say, you know what, I'm not sick. I eat what I want to eat. I eat this and that, right? But they don't understand. If your immune system is compromised, it's going to manifest itself one day. Whatever's in your body is going to come out.
Yes,
It's either going to kill you or you're going to be walking around here sick for the rest of your life, living miserably. You don't want that. So for the most part, try change your eating habit from all the fried foods and the bad things and all that foolishness and sugars. Because cancer doesn't like sugar. Scleroderma don't like it for certain not. And it doesn't like stress. So that's why we have to stay away from these things. And they're the worst things that can kill us. Because they eat off these diseases and autoimmune and all that, eat off these things when we put into our body. I'm not saying I don't eat them things. Of course, I do eat a little comforters from here and there. Yeah, I eat a little sugar, but I watch how much I eat because this never happened before, When I got my kidney transplant, my body changed. And my daughter and I, like we say, like Tony say, we are like Clive and what Bonnie and Clive. When I was going through all my consultations in Orlando, they were so impressed how I was so healthy, and I'm still healthy because I changed completely. I was strict on what I did so I could get my transplant, and they wouldn't give it to you because Orlando is very strict. They ain't gonna give you a transplant if you're not healthy. And I had to go through all of that, and they told us what would happen after the transplant, that you would adopt certain habits. I got a 9-year-old child kidney. I was called twice for a kidney. The first one had scarring, so they said we wouldn't dare give that to you, not our patient, Veronica. They had me on a pedestal because they knew what kind of patient I was. The second one, I got a 9-year-old kidney. And that 9-year-old must used to like chocolate and candy. So when and ice cream. And before that, I never liked those things. And exactly what they said happened to me 6 months later. The gentleman who got the second kidney, I got the first one. Oh, he got the first, whichever. We got the little boy kidneys. I got one and the other one got one. And the minute he came out of the transplant, the next day they had to put him under a biopsy to see what was going wrong with his kidney. And he started saying, "Oh, y'all give Veronica the best kidney. Did we call ourselves sister and brother kidney?" That wasn't so. He just got it before me. He started eating all kind of spaghetti and things like that. But I got it 6 months later. I wanted the spaghetti. I didn't want no spaghetti. I wanted ice cream and sweets and things like that. So right to this day, I'm fighting ice creams and sweets and different things. Something I didn't like before.
Ashwagandha.
Yep.
Are you familiar with ashwagandha?
No.
Ashwagandha. You don't know that? What's that? Say it again.
Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha.
I'll be honest, I don't.
Oh, I thought.
So I'll pass that information on to Tony. You all can do your research and look it up, but it will help you with your sugar crave. It will also help you.
Never heard about it.
With regulating your adrenal glands, so that it'll help regulate your stress. So
Thank you.
that all of that will stay in, the balance will be there, and it'll suppress the crave.
Oh,
Tony, I think it's a good time to play the golden commercial with ashwagandha gummies.
That's where I know it from. That's just where I know it from.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Let's get it.
I would do pure for you, because the gummies have the gelatin properties in it. And so you want pure. I would do
But
pure.
another thing, not cutting you across. Remember, I had a transplant, so I have to be very, very careful of my medication, my immunosuppressant drugs. I cannot put anything with that.
Correct. That's why I said research it.
Do research.
Yeah, I have to take that straight to my doctor and let him see that.
Yes.
She's vegan and she's into holistic healing. And
I'm not really vegan.
No, my father had a liver transplant, and he was able to use ashwagandha. We did it with
natural.
we did it with cacao. Instead of, so we mixed that and we did like a tea coffee. So if you want to, and if you can do mushroom,
thank you,
that will balance it well. So
good, thank you.
That doesn't suppress the immune; it still stimulates it. And
good.
So it will
Thank
help
you.
you. It will help regulate it.
You see that you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Miss Veronica. How did you come to know or get Dr. Conrad Murray, Michael Jackson's doctor?
Okay, that's gonna come up right now. So anyway, before that's gonna be a part of me getting cold in my my fingertips and all of that. When I was in the hospital, I was in a hospice state. They put me in hospice to die. They didn't give up. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do anything, and they didn't intend to save my life. So they put me in a hospice room and say, "This is it." But after they see I was fighting so hard and I wanted to walk, I pulled all the tubes out of me, everything. And Sherry coming there so calm. "Mommy, you want to die?" I was so sad when I saw that. I couldn't talk and I couldn't write to tell her what I wanted to say. And the way she was acting, that gave me the enthusiasm and the zeal to push and go on. So they said, "We can put you in a nursing home." I had a heart infection. So,
but we didn't know.
They put me in there to die.
Let me tell this part. They told me that we pretty much have to leave because there's nothing else they could do. So they said, we gotta pretty much y'all go to the nursing home, and they just pretty much kick us out because they had nothing else. They didn't know what else to do. So they let us leave knowing that she had a heart infection. I didn't know. I thought I was asking the right questions, but at 19 years old, you only could do so much.
Right.
And we left. I didn't know she had a heart infection.
They put me in the bus.
They put us in the bus and took us. So hold on, my dog is gonna make some noise because my dad just getting home. Sorry. Hold on. Oh, she didn't. Very smart, because she know it's late. Hey, Daddy. We on the show. Okay.
Yeah.
You were alive.
No, she didn't bark. She didn't, because she know it's late.
She knew you was live, and I was gonna spank her.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, so when we get in the nursing home, I still couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. I still couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. I mean, I can eat the old dirty food because I was like 60-some pounds. I was sick real bad. And then the Dr. Sappho was my doctor in there, an African doctor who fell in love with surgery. Oh my God. I was just making jokes and having fun how he was chewing his gum and just trying to make use of the whole situation, make light. And then he said, the only doctor I can introduce you to right now is Dr. Conrad Murray. So he is a sensitive doctor. He's a good doctor. I mean, he spoke so highly of him. So he said, there's nothing I can do. You have a bad heart infection that they didn't want to tell you about because they was just giving up on you to die. So he trained Shazray how to treat my heart because I said, I want to leave. I don't want to stay in the nursing home. If I'm going to die, let me die at home.
Mm-hmm.
I lived on the second floor, and my cousin Jamal was with me from step to finish. I mean, he was all over. And when we got home, maybe I say the third day, he lifted me up the steps a couple of times because the first day, when we got out of the nursing home, we went to Dr. Conrad Murray. I mean, he was so sad. I was pushed in a wheelchair. I mean, limp and lame, and my frail, whole body was right there. So he prescribed something for me to put on the tips of my finger that no other doctors did. He tried his endeavor with me. I was on dialysis, I had to go for treatment. It was a lot. So he said, I'm not going to give up on you. I'm going to try as much as I can. He looked, when he gave me the echo, he said, your heart have a lot of fluid.
Mm-hmm.
So those doctors really send you home to die. He prayed with me and my daughter. He said, I only could pray right now. He said, because you are critical. You're in critical condition. He gave my daughter his number in case I don't make it through the night. That's how bad it was.
Jesus Christ. Take your time.
Take your time. You here?
Yeah, I promised I was going to cry. I tried to hold her back. He told her, I cannot give you surgery because you're too critical and weak. You're only 60-some pounds. There's nothing I could do. So he just gave her the number. He told her what's going to have to happen. So he gave me the protocol, whatever the medication was. He prayed. And that's why I believe his prayers was answered because the next 2 weeks we went there and I pulled through. My heart, the fluid was dried up. That was a prayer. The fluid was dried up. No fluid, just a little bit. And that's when he said, now I can prescribe whatever medication that you need. And then he continued to have me do the treatment for my heart. I had traffic support. Remember?
Yeah.
I had to do. And I had a special nurse come to the house and someone come to bathe me. And I was like, I could bathe myself. I pushed and did everything and tried until I got up and was able to do.
And through all of this, y'all, she was still feisty.
Yes.
Very feisty. Okay. Very feisty.
Well, I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna say, but God, because that's all I can say. You can't tell me God ain't real.
Thank you. That's right.
You cannot tell me God is not real.
That's right. That's right. After 2 flat lines, the doctor said, I was at 67 pounds. You name it. Doctor still gave up on me after they sent me home. That was the whole plan.
Oh, yeah.
And you look good. And you're looking good, too. You're looking good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I see you. I see you, baby. I see you.
That's right. And every day of my life, I drink hot water all day, every day.
Yeah.
Hot water.
Hot water.
It keeps my body warm. And then the circulation is better because if I don't drink hot water, everything, my fingertips get white, and then it turns purple and feel like everything is drop off. So I have to drink warm to keep my whole body inside warm. Although I'm still going to the hot
I
flash
was
40
reading that,
years
Miss
later.
Veronica.
Pardon me?
I was reading that where it say that, you know, when that takes place, that I was telling Tony that when we was doing the research on it, and I was telling him that it said that those were early onset signs that you was dealing with systemic scleroderma. Is your fingertips and your toes would get white, and if they didn't get white, they would get very blue, as if you were losing blood circulation to those
No, you
areas.
get white first. You get white first, and then it turns to blue.
And let me say this though.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't let Legacy fool y'all. He didn't read that. Somebody read that to him. He can't read. Okay.
Get up.
I'm sorry. I just had to go there, Miss Veronica, because he is fooling everybody. That's what's so funny, huh?
Now, I just want to let everybody know, and this is getting off topic just a slight bit, but you're Bahamian. You're from the island of Bahamas.
Yes.
And Miss Veronica is actually the CEO and the founder. Marvell said, "Hey, Cici."
Hey, Marvell.
Hi, Marvell.
And just since we're talking about Miss Veronica making the best conch salad and the best conch fritters, Marvell makes the best peach cobbler, y'all.
Oh. Yeah. See, that's my problem. I can't eat sweets, but I like sweets. That's why I gotta get that thing to stop feeling that way.
That's my niche.
You know it.
You know, Legacy, I ain't gonna lead you wrong when it comes to food.
That's right. But you know what? When I started that changing the subject, one of the things I didn't mention, I started to feel lumps all through my breast. I also felt like my hand had carpal tunnel because I used to carry the tray as a waitress. And the doctor, when I went into him to check my breast to see what happened to the lump, because one of the girls who worked at cancer, she was a cancer survivor. And she took me down in the locker room and she tested. She said, "Oh my God, you have a lot of lumps." And she took me to her doctor. But he was very funny. He was a nice doctor. He said, "These little old beady old eggs, these little lumps and old cancer girl, you all right."
Oh my
God! That's funny. Just making me laugh. He was funny, a white doctor. I love him. He had me just laughing to these old eggs, these old beads, buddy. Just making fun. Pardon me?
Yeah, kumquats and grapes.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. I think grapes.
What sit down? But Miss Veronica,
I was gonna say plums. He said great.
Miss Veronica.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody read this to me, since that's what the big mouth lady Miss Savage want to say. But it says that the prevalence of systematic scleroderma is estimated to the range from, there's about 50 to 300 cases per every 1 million person in the United States.
That's exactly very rare. So very rare.
It's very rare.
Very rare. It's gone up. The numbers went up. It wasn't that before. Because another thing, scleroderma cannot be tested. You cannot determine that from a blood test. You have to look at the person and read the symptoms to realize what is scleroderma and if you have the systemic or not. And when you know you have the systemic, with my skin, I had the pink discoloration like vitiligo on my skin. And when I gone back to the doctor, it started to spread. That's how you pick up I had systemic. And I couldn't breathe. So my breathing problem and the circulation and the spreading of the discoloration on my skin made him know I had systemic. You see? The first he thought I only had the localized. The first reading I got, it said I had localized. But after he see the spreading coming and stuff, then he said, "Oh, no, you have systemic." That Chinese doctor was very, very smart. He was smart. He knew exactly whatever the other doctors didn't know. And when I went to a rheumatologist, I said to them too, this is what he said. They said, yeah, it makes sense. He was right. And then I went to a lot of cardiologists and I had to stop on the side of the road to vomit. That's how bad my heart was. That was bad. My heart was really, really bad. I was really, really bad. And many times I was in denial and didn't go to the doctor because I said, I'm not going there. And I go on to work and showed up as usual and everything. And the whole night I was cold and had to drink tea all night, hot water, put my hand on the thing, on the coffee pot to make sure I get warmth. That's how bad it really was. And then my hands were killing me because I thought it was carpal tunnel, and I had all kind of hand tests and whatnot, and nothing came out to be anything. No carpal tunnel, nothing. And that's when the doctor finally said to me on my birthday, "You have scleroderma." And that's when everything started to go down, 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 down. And August 3rd, that's when I flatlined.
Now, being that you're so feisty, stubborn, hard-headed, what advice would you give to yourself, your current self now? What advice would you give to yourself at 2006 when you discovered this?
What advice I gave them? What advice
would you give to yourself?
Oh, definitely. I would definitely go check it out and try to do some research and see what is best. Since the doctors couldn't tell me anything, no dietitian, nobody, I would have gone and done some research. I would really, really do some research. And if I had found out I needed to change my eating habits, I would have definitely gone along doing that. Exercising, eating differently, less stress, you name it, I would have tried that. But see, right then, I didn't do none of that because, like I said, I was in denial.
Right.
So if I had to do it all over again, that's the way I would go, eating differently, because I feel food is medicine. And if you make medicine your food, you can't go wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because you are what you eat. You are what you eat. And that is very true.
Two things
pardon me?
Okay, two things I want to share with everybody real quick before we get off the air. One, Veronica, because of this sickness and doing her research and everything, she has come out with her own seasoning that is available for purchase. So she has a seasoning. I don't know if you have one that you want to show.
Also, yes, and I don't have anything on here. I just sent a whole bunch of the Bahamas to Andres Bahamas, a bunch of my snacks.
I think I have.
Okay, and then also I have 1 minute. I also wrote a book called My Daily Life, Back to Life, and I'm finishing up another one called The Miracle of Life in Me. So I've really done a lot since this. But like she said, she's bringing the seasonal right now. That is a good seller. And I use this with Himalayan salt. I mean, really tasty. There it is.
Move it over some. There you go. So Veronica has her own season.
There you go, Cici.
Huh?
Over more to your left.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if anybody want to get your seasoning, how can they reach you to get the seasoning?
Okay, they can call me at 626-755-3690.
Okay, and we'll give out the phone number again later on in the show. And the second thing I want to let everybody know too is, for those of you who don't know and not aware of, but Ms. Veronica is also the founder of the local here in the West Palm Beach area and the Riviera Beach area, the Junkanoo.
It's called Goombay Splash.
Goombay Splash, and where they do the Bahamian Festival. And she don't do it with just the locals here. She do it with authentic Bahamians from the island of Bahamas. She reaches out and brings them here as far as the entertainment, the music, the culture, the food, you name it. So
is that the festival where they like half naked and they dance around in the outfits?
No, that's Carnival. We have Junkanoo with our costumes. A beautiful costume. I just had a mini festival September 4th. I just had a mini one. That turned out really nice.
In Delray.
I might do something January 9th. The reason I'm holding back is because they're saying it might be a food shortage. So I'm trying to hold back.
Okay. So
I'm not quite sure.
Ms. Veronica.
Yes?
Where did you hear about there may be a food shortage come January?
Well, I was on CNN, I told her on MSNBC, stations like that. And I just came across it. I hear people talking about it. And I'm like, I don't believe it. And when I heard it on there, then I said, okay, let me look into it a little bit more, which I'm going to do. I haven't really done it yet, but I started to put down. They said especially toilet tissue. They was emphasizing on the toilet tissue.
That always go first.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do my research because they said a lot of the trucks are back up on in California. So I didn't get the full story, but if y'all can read up on it and tell me about it, I'd like to know because I'm gonna do some
Yes,
research.
ma'am.
They were saying something about the ships have a shortage of help. So these ships are like anchored out into the intercoastal off of the shores of California, but they don't have any help to help them get them in and unload them.
But Tony, what it is with that is they're trying to mandate this COVID shot, and if a lot of people are not willing to just take a COVID shot to continue working, so this is why there's a shortage of employees because they're trying to mandate for people to have this shot.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Did you guys take the shot?
I'm vaccinated.
I did.
I did. I'm a teacher. I work around a lot of kids, a lot of kids. So I did.
Yeah, I got you then. Yeah, my doctor told me that I have to take it, and I was the last one of all the transplant, all the recipients who took the shot. I took it last. He said, "Oh no, Veronica, you have to take the shot." And my nephew had died, and we went to his funeral, and he was afraid for me to get on the plane without taking the vaccine. But we went on, and I was okay. But I try to stay as healthy as possible by eating the right proper foods. And what I do, I balance my meals with alkaline. That's how I eat. I balance my meals. I don't.
I was
just
gonna
eat a
ask you
straight
that, Miss
alkaline.
Veronica.
Pardon?
I was gonna ask you, do you feel that keeping your body at an alkaline state, do you think that is also another thing that helps you continually to fight off systemic scleroderma?
Yes, it does. Because what I do, I don't fully alkaline my body because I'm too small, number one. And I have my doctors get mad if I get too small. And I tell them, you know what? Scleroderma is a disease that makes you small automatically. But if I go ahead and put a lot of carbs in my body, I put on a couple of weight and put it in my belly and look like a pregnant woman who's skinny. So,
like you're from Ethiopia.
look at a skinny pregnant woman who's shaped bad. So I have to know how to eat my foods, and I have to learn all of that. So what I do, I put a little piece of meat on my plate, which is lamb, because my body type is good for lamb. That's me and Shedrick. We are positives. Lamb is good. A little fish. And then I would balance it out with all my alkaline potatoes or all the alkaline, the greens, and whatever else I eat along my plate. That's how I do. But I don't put a lot of meat on my plate. You see, I have to, and then I try to eat nutritiously so I can keep all the nutrients in my body and things. But a lot of people don't eat meat at all because I stopped eating meat. I was a vegan fully for almost a year and a half. But when it was time for me to get the transplant, my protein level was very low because I was in what you call that? Retaining, or that's retain, absorbing the protein. So I had to go back on some meat product and eggs and stuff because I had to get off all. I was healthy, but my protein level was too low. So I had to get back on it.
Miss Veronica, I want to ask Miss Juicy something. Miss Juicy, by you being holistic and also a nutritionist, if I'm correct, how do you get your body at a more alkalated state? What things can a person do to get their body on a more pure form of not accepting the toxins that are in our foods and things that we enjoy today? So how do we go about getting our body in an alkalated state?
Alkaline state, I can tell you all of that too.
Well, the alkaline state is like she said, is the way you eat, is in your diet. You have to eat the foods that are alkaline in order to be alkaline. If you don't, then there's no way for you to be. The water helps, but the absorption and how your body does is also it. And from your answer to your question about the vaccine, wanted to chime in and say I'm homeopathic legacy, not holistic. The difference between that is
Okay.
food is my medicine. I
Right.
believe in the
Right.
nature of the plant. I don't believe in the pharmaceutical companies. So I'm not holistic, I'm a
Okay.
homeopathic. And
Right.
yes, I am a nutritionist
Homeopathic.
because I believe we need nutrients in order to survive.
Right.
And that's how I do. Now, for you, when you were speaking of when you were a vegan and you didn't get protein and you were having an absorption, did you do something to help with your absorption?
Well, I went to the doctor, of course, I already had a transplant. So anything I do, I have to still be assisted by conventional medicine. So once I went there, they put me on some other medication to help me with that. And I also had to go back on meat. That was out. Then I was able to start absorbing all the proteins in my body. I forget the medication they put me on. But people who haven't has gone that far than me, they don't have to do what I do. So if anybody isn't sick now, try not to get sick because you don't want to come this far that you have to be on medication for the rest of your life. And supplements help me too. So they have me on the vitamin D, castor, which is also a vitamin D for my kidney, losartan, which is the pressure for my kidney. So all of this, once my body is um, healthy, then I can absorb all the foods I eat now, especially the ones I really need. Because our bodies need carbs, proteins, fats, and beta carotene, vitamins, and minerals. We need those 6 things in order for us to survive, especially somebody in my condition. So anything I eat every day, I eat carbs, proteins, fats. When people hear carbs, they think it's potatoes and rice and things. No, you can eat carbs in all your vegetables, your lettuce and tomatoes. They all have carbs. All the foods that are alkaline have carbs. That don't mean if the food is alkaline, it agree with your body. Some alkaline food don't agree with me. So I substitute in different ways. I take a lot of my proteins. I go in the sun for my vitamin D. I do a whole lot of things because Scleroderma loves vitamin E. So anything I eat, I have all my vitamin E's and my D's and whatnot. I try to keep all that in my food and in my supplement. So that's what caused me to absorb a lot of my foods.
There was a herb, redwood, and it helps with absorbing the nutrients and holding on to those fats, creating that fat cell zone inside the cell so your body can retain it
Right.
and be like you eat the meat and your body gains the protein because it's using that animal. You are what you eat to
Right.
pass on the cells that you need in order to maintain you because you're
Right.
not able to do it yourself. But
Right.
the redwood herb, it helps trigger inside of you what's needed so that you can do it without eating the meat if it gets
Oh,
to that point. Because my friend, she had gotten to where she couldn't eat the meat anymore. It was
right.
helping her for a long time, but then it got to the point where eating it hurt her. And even though she needed it for that protein balance,
Right.
it wasn't helping her because it would hurt her digestively. She was having a
Wow.
real bad problem with digesting it
Oh.
and processing it through
What,
her
what,
body because it wasn't working for her at
she's
that
the one
point.
who has Scleroderma.
So yeah, she
Was
did.
she eating
She
a lot of it?
say that one more time.
Was she eating a lot of meat?
No, she wasn't eating a lot of meat. You know, she was very very far along in her illness than you are. And so she had gotten so far to where she was more getting to the mummy side. And it wasn't that she was eating more meat, she was calcifying to the point where she could not consume it, period. Whether it was a spoonful or a crumb, it was hurting her because she
Oh my
couldn't
God.
digest it. Right. So she went to hospice, and because of eating plant-based and food and being stress free as you need to be as much as she could, she lived like 4 months in hospice with them doing her the same way. There's nothing else we have to offer you will just keep you company. And
Right,
so,
that's what they
like,
said. Keep you comfortable. They like to say that.
yes,
So how
your
long did she have
story.
scleroderma?
How come?
How long? How long?
Oh, I believe she found out about it like in 2002.
Oh,
Yes, and so her cause was she had a mesh installed to secure her
wow.
bladder walls. You know, after having children, you start to laugh and you might leak a little, and
Right.
sometimes
Walking to
you
that.
know, right. So she didn't like that, and then she tried to fix it, but the fix at that time is what caused her to have her body reject that substance in her, started rejecting her, and then scleroderma just went in.
I
But by
tell
the
you, it's
time
always
she
something. Yep. Because
hmm
my toes, breaking my toes, it caused me to develop this. Breaking the toes. That's when something started going on wrong. But you know what? I try my best every day. I try to eat properly, don't put no sodas in my body. I try to do as much as I could do. I try to live my life daily and live it regular.
hmm
Just regular. I just trying to live. It ain't make no sense carrying on and worrying and you know,
hmm
wondering. I just don't live my life like that.
and that's what's made me smile the whole time, looking at you and how beautiful you are, how much
Thank
joy
you.
you're exhibiting, and I know my friend and what she went through. So
Right.
seeing you, it's a blessing. And I say,
Yeah.
hang in there, be strong, and keep on. You're
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you. And another thing, I had sores, bad sores. I mean, my
Hmm
story is so deep. I had bad sores. I had sores in my body. I mean, my skin discolored, depleted. I mean, everything was really wrong with me. You should have seen me. Couldn't walk. And just the other day, last year, September, I got shingles. The worst form of shingles I got last September. All the side of my head on this side, the hair came out, and it still itches. And it's a year already. And when the doctors told me, you have shingles, and look, I just itching ain't gonna go away because ain't nothing we could do. I went to neurologist. I went to all kind of dermatologists, and none of them could do nothing. So I have to live with the itching. So guess what I did? She had just said one of her clients used to use Listerine. I used that. That helped a little. I mean, I thought I was gonna die with this shingle. To be honest, I even ended up in the hospital.
It was really bad.
It was really bad, and they gave me gabapentin. It was so bad. My doctor went up higher on the
Oh my.
gabapentin, and it cost me to have a TIA. They thought I had a stroke. I thought I had a stroke. I still walking funny. She had asked me the night when it's coming to us, and Mommy, why are you walking like that? I said, oh, let me catch myself. I walking like I'm crippled,
Yeah.
but I got to catch myself not to do it. See, it's a mind thing.
It is.
It's a mind thing. I don't care no one say. If I walk in something like I cripple and then I catch myself and I walk normal. Because it had me
Hawthorn
down so
berries.
bad. Pardon me?
Hawthorn berries.
I didn't hear.
Hawthorn berries.
What is that?
It's a berry like that grows on a tree like blueberry, raspberry. It's a berry.
Where do you get it from?
Um, any like Whole Foods would have some a tincture, but it's for
Maybe
I
stroke
heard the tincture.
recuperation.
Yeah.
Hmm
maybe send us a list.
Sounds like I need that.
Because that sound, yeah, that one too. We need to write that down.
Okay, Hawthorne
Yeah,
berry. Okay. Mhm.
yeah. If you write it down and then send me a message saying tell me about it, then I'll remember what to tell you about. Because
Okay.
my mind works to tell you what I know. It doesn't really work to tell you what I remember. Sorry.
Because you know, I wrote the book on all of this. I have all Anna.
Yeah.
That's good. Hey Anna. I wrote the book on all this stuff and I know so much and I did meal plans and I used to sell them and everything. And when people ready, they'll call me and get a meal plan. And in my with the reviews say how well they done and how their life changed around. So plenty things you know I might not know, and plenty things I know you may or may not know either. That's why it's so good to feed of other people. Because a couple things you
Yes.
said tonight, I don't know about it, and I would like to know. And then I'll
hmm
research it from me having a transplant, you know?
Yes. Well, I'm sharing with you the things that we had to use with her, and when you're saying, because she had a problem with where her walking got to be an issue, and it was like her mind, it was a signal of her receiving that, oh, take this step, lift your leg. It
Right,
wasn't connecting. And so once she started focusing, but that's hard to do because one, you're focusing on not feeling the pain, you're
right,
focusing on breathing.
right.
So then to think about focusing on walking is another act as well.
That's true. Yeah.
So that was something that we had to start incorporating so that the misfires didn't take place and she still kept mobile going.
Right.
Wow.
So how old was she when she died?
44.
Oh, she was young.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I
Mhm.
started to change life when I was 40, and I was diagnosed when I was 41. They say a lot of things happens too when you change life. So that could have all come under that. Me changing
Mhm.
life and doing my toe, and there's a lot of things could have happened. And that is the mystery. The doctors never came to any conclusion or any concrete, you know, reason why this happened. They just don't know. And scleroderma has been researched in the research group for millions of years ago. And it just isn't confirmed what scleroderma is and why and how it's caused. They don't know. So all I come to the conclusion is try the best to eat as you can, the best you can. That's it, because it's hard. You know, they try to put chemo treatment on me, and I tell them I didn't want that.
It won't work.
Yeah, they treated one of Robert customers with it, and it burned up all her face. She got some big dents in her
Mhm.
face from burn from chemo. Yeah, but
That's
her
not the
kidney
way to
didn't fail.
go.
Yeah, she didn't have systemic, but she had it bad, and she got the treatment. They wanted to give us all chemo. I told them no, I wouldn't take chemo.
No, I don't think anyone who has scleroderma, their
Smart lady.
composition is strong enough to withstand that
No,
type of treatment.
that's right.
No,
Definitely
it's
no.
too powerful.
Too powerful. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot more to the story, but that is the main part that I think people should want to know. You know, what scleroderma is, it's a connective tissue disease, and your body fights against the next one. Is a disease that you lose all circulation in your body. That's the main part of scleroderma, connective tissue disease, and it's rare, and you lose circulation, and the body fights against one another. Your immune system, if it's weakened, then you allow for anything to come in the body. That's why they say it's good for the immune system not to be compromised. You see, and a lot of people have lupus, and I can look at a lupus patient, and people look at me before now and can tell you I have scleroderma. All the doctors.
Who outside? Mm.
So Miss Cici,
Mm-mm.
This is your
No, I
last.
feel like that's why I say
Cici,
that.
you hear me?
This has definitely been a blessing hearing your story.
Thank you.
You know,
Cici.
I miss my friend dearly, but then seeing you and you're beautiful, you're beautiful, and hearing how
Thank you.
vibrant and what you're maneuvering from it with the food, the books, and passing on and teaching from it, I think is remarkable.
Yes.
Thank you. No,
Thank you.
thank me.
And my,
No,
my
thank
features
you.
have changed. You might say I'm beautiful. Thank you very much. I'm beautiful. Everyone's beautiful in their own way. But my features completely changed. My
Mm-hmm.
cousin said, Ronnie, you have big teeth now. I said, girl, I have no big teeth. My mouth's small. My mouth is small, so it make it look like I have big teeth. You can imagine that? And then my eye
Yes.
gets smaller. I have no eye. And everything is dry, 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 except for my
Mm-hmm.
skin. Because I have to continue to put moisturizer on and round my mouth here and get a little
Mm-hmm.
wrinkle. Right here,
Do
get
you
like
use
I
the
smoke
vitamin?
cigarette.
Do you use the vitamin E oil?
I tried to. I need to go get some. I tell you, I look like I smoke cigarette around here, and my voice
Because it
changed
gets
and
so
everything.
dark.
Pardon me?
Oh, I said because it gets so dark.
No, no, it ain't dark. It just get like I smoke cigarette. All scleroderma patient like that. I saw a lady who has scleroderma. She's only 35 and she looked like she was 55.
Mm.
And I thank God I don't look like that. She just the scleroderma just affected her so bad, man. Listen, she has the same wrinkle around her mouth. So what the scleroderma patients are doing now, they're getting Botox. I Botox, forget that. I 57 anyway. September. I mean, Sunday come. So I okay. But see, they're young, and I can understand they want to live looking better. You know, they getting lip injections, so their lips are so thin and small. So a lot of things they're doing now for scleroderma patient. They're doing cosmetic scleroderma patient. They call it scleroderma cosmetic.
Well, Miss Veronica,
yes.
It is we're getting ready to close out for tonight.
Yes.
It has definitely been a blessing to have you to bless us with your beautiful overcoming and life story of what you've been through. Hopefully, this platform and we've presented a way for people who may be facing this situation and didn't know that they were facing it. Hopefully we was able to shed a little light on this to where that they can go and speak to their doctors and bring this autoimmune deficiency disease to the forefront to probably help them. But in closing, Miss Veronica and Cici the backstabber, I would like to have you guys give a little more information before we get out. Just basically, how can they get in contact with you, Miss Veronica, for your seasoning and your book? I know it was on the screen and things like that. Savage.
Okay, you can call me at 626-755-3690. And my daughter Shazzy, my sweetie, her number is 626-755-3692.
Yep.
You can call us from 9 in the morning till about at least 9 in the night. Call me. Okay? I'm the boss with all of this stuff because she has to be working.
That's right. That's right, Miss V.
What you screaming my name for talking about savage?
So when I do my snaps again, and I let you guys,
you did.
Say it.
Right before they started reading, you said savage.
Because it was a message up there for you to read.
Oh, I didn't see that. I just saw the contact information. Don't call my name in vain, okay?
I'm sorry, Miss Meany. But also in closing, I would like for Miss Juicy to go ahead and because Miss Juicy, you brought a lot to the table today. I hope the information that you presented to Miss Veronica and Cici will enlighten them so they can get a little bit more insight on things that will help her continue to live on and look as beautiful as she's been looking. Give them your information to where they can contact you, Juicy, and for everybody out in the A.T.L world.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second. Let me watch it.
You can reach me on Facebook as Nicole Gracefully Perseveres. My phone number is 785-422-6949, or on Instagram as Miss Beautiful, MSBEUTEAFUL.
785-422-6949.
6949.
Thank you. All right, Guardiana said the seasoning is awesome. I use it all the time. Me too.
Look inside the comments, guys.
That's what. Yeah.
No, it's telling them to read it. What her name is?
Juicy.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anna. The large ones.
Okay.
Okay. I have people in the Bahamas buy them a lot.
I still have some in my cabinet.
It's good.
On burgers and my chicken.
Oh.
Yes. And then the catch about it, somebody in the Bahamas said the catch on using the season for life, use it with the Himalayan salt. Say that is really good. Now, my cousin and best friend, everything, Anna, she's on the line now. She just ordered her big, large bottles, and she don't order a little bit. She's ordered a lot, and she got a Himalayan salt also. So this time she'll try that with that. So that's what you guys need to do.
It's really good.
Okay. Thanks for
Full of
that, Miss
minerals,
Veronica.
beta carotene, vitamin, everything in it. And listen to me, guys.
All
I
right.
have moringa and seaweed. Sea moss, sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Savage, and let the people know how they can get in contact with you.
T Savage, IG, T Savage 1000, Facebook, on your Birds, TikTok, T_Savage 100, Birds on at gmail.com, 786-525-4691. Thank you.
All right, Miss Savage, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Miss Sweetness, could you let the people know how they can get in contact with you, Miss Sweetness?
You can reach me on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland. You can reach me on Instagram at TeAma01. You can reach me at Just in Time Accessory. That is with one S. You can reach me at Anthony Brown. You can reach me on the A.T.L show. You can reach me by calling Legacy the Great phone. You can reach me by calling Anya T Savage phone. Yep, just like that.
You can reach Bill Wade.
Excuse me.
Also, go ahead, Miss Cici. Miss Veronica.
I'm just trying to say you also can reach me through Anthony Brown.
Hey, Tyson.
And also, for the gentlemen that make it all possible for us to have this great platform to be able to give everybody an opportunity to come into our world as we come into y'all homes and places of business and things of that nature. I'd like to present to y'all our boss, Mr. Anthony Brown.
Yes.
What's up? What's up? Well, I'm the Anthony Brown Show. As I said, you can reach me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as here on YouTube. On all platforms is the Anthony Brown Show. And as I often tell people, I'm the Anthony Brown Show. I'm a YouTuber, influencer, and a mentor. And as I always say, you got to grind until you shine.
Okay.
For sure. And in closing, I would like to let everybody know Legacy the Great can be located on Legacy the Great. Also, Facebook, you can reach me at Dream Williams. Or you can reach me on YouTube, Antonio Williams. My email address is AUNYAWMS121@gmail.com. And also, calling about business, you can hit me on area code 229-630-7615. Tonight, for me, in closing, for me tonight, this show, I believe our platform have definitely taken a turn to elevate our podcast, and I feel like Miss Veronica has experienced a lot, and I just would like to tell people, her daughter also, for being there for her, and her family and friends. If we have family and friends that we love the way that we say we do, because the word love is easy to say and hard to show those actions. So if you have someone that you love and genuinely love it, show those actions that you love. Be there for them. Be their ears, be their eyes. Just show them how you would want to be loved. And continue to just persevere through life, because it is hard at times, but to just continue striving, keep God first in everything that you do. And we're moving on from here. And as I always say, Miss Veronica, close your ears. Close your ears, Miss Veronica.
And close.
A.T.L. A.T.L. They're back.
It's my time again.
Anthony, TeAma, T Savage, Legacy. They're back.
They're the best. Let's get it. Season 2.
I'm the best at this shit, that's fact. Y'all, there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay, I'm the best you ever cast, just fell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if you come with 28, then shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Either dead on the scene since you wanna be actors. This the message. I'm talking open invitation. School over feeling foggy, I'll be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one, just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. I'm on against me. Must be you ready to lose. The game, the street, the zone is took. This the message. Hope it leave you from me rappers. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
A.T.L.
Okay.